Well, this is the tunnel that Joaquin and Chapo Guzman came out of. We're gonna go down and take a closer look. Let's go check it out, guys. Yeah, this is maybe about 20 feet, 25 feet maybe.
We're standing amid cornfields and farmland here in Almoloya de Juarez. This is the community where the Altiplano maximum security federal prison is located. That's over here to my left, about a mile that way. And incidentally, about the same distance this way is a Mexican Army military base. This geographic location, nonetheless, is where Joaquin El Chapo Guzman apparently escaped from the Altiplano prison from the end of a tunnel located in this property right here behind me. At about 9 p.m., prison authorities inside Altiplano lost visual contact with Mr. Guzman. That is apparently the moment that he chose to escape through this tunnel located in a shower and managed to get to this building right here.
Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the figurehead of the Sinaloa cartel, escaped for a second time, deeply embarrassing the Mexican government and straining its delicate relationship with U.S. anti-drug officials. His first escape came in 2001, when Guzman vanished from the Puente Grande federal prison in the state of Jalisco. By then, Guzman was already the most feared capo in the Sinaloa Federation, a vast criminal organization that sends marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine, and heroin to the United States and around the world. 13 years later, Guzman was caught again at a hotel in Mazatlan, Sinaloa, with the help of U.S. intelligence. The United States immediately wanted El Chapo to be handed across the border to face drug trafficking charges in U.S. federal court, but Mexican officials said they could handle Guzman's arrest and detention. They even said it would take hundreds of years before the drug lord would be extradited. On Saturday, July 11th, word began spreading that Joaquin El Chapo Guzman had escaped once more. The following morning, officials had an almost unbelievable account to share with the public.
Como se informó la madrugada, el día de ayer, en el Centro Federal de Readaptación Social número 1, Altiplano, se registró la fuga de Joaquín Guzmán Loera, quien estaba ubicado en el área de tratamientos especiales, pasillo número 2, estancia número 20.
The escape came just as President Enrique Peña Nieto and more than 400 guests had embarked to Paris, France, to drum up foreign investment for Mexico. Under pressure, Mexico's Interior Secretary returned to the country to head the investigation.
Las instituciones del Estado mexicano, que en 15 meses lograron la detención de este criminal y de otros muchos más, son las mismas instituciones que están poniendo todo su empeño y capacidades para reprenderlo.
Osorio Chong later released video footage of the escape from inside Chapo's prison cell. It shows a man identified as Guzman pacing, then putting on shoes, then ducking into a blind spot in the camera's coverage, a waist-high shower stall. Chapo disappears at 8:52 p.m. Flavio Sosa is a social activist and leader from Oaxaca who was arrested on criminal charges that were later found to be false. As a political prisoner held in the Altiplano Federal Penitentiary, he was actually in the same unit of the prison from which Joaquin El Chapo Guzman escaped.
No le creemos al secretario de Gobernación, no le creemos al procurador, no le creemos a Peña. No le creemos porque mi voz es parecida a la de muchos mexicanos, ¿no? Y yo que estuve adentro del penal, te puedo decir que no es un penal del cual puedas huir. Yo estuve en la celda 13, en tratamientos especiales, que es la zona de máxima seguridad, donde solamente hay 20 reos. En tu celda las 24 horas está observando la cámara, pero además hay un régimen de visitas especiales a la celda para intimidar y para hacer una revisión detallada de todas las celdas, a desnudarte ante la pared y luego ya que estás desnudo hacer 3 sentadillas, mostrarle los testículos, descubrirte el pene, abrir la boca, levantar la lengua. No debes tener ningún solo objeto. Entran a revisar tu celda con perros, con un objeto con el que golpean la pared, golpean el piso. Es una revisión minuciosa.
¿Tenías una regadera en tu celda?
Sí, hay una regadera en tu celda porque la hora del baño es a las 5:45 de la mañana. Nadie puede abrir la regadera durante el día ni durante la noche. Lo que me llama la atención es que el reo que dicen que es el Chapo tiene cabello. Todos los días tienes que afeitarte. Te rapan casi cada 20 días, 15 días. Ahí no se discute, ¿eh? Nadie discute nada. Son órdenes.
This jailbreak, according to many analysts, has really exposed the degree of weakness that Mexico's justice and security apparatus has. The fact that Joaquin El Chapo Guzman could escape in such a stupendous and cinematic way raises a lot of questions about the usefulness of Mexico's security administrations. This is the opening of the tunnel from which authorities say Joaquin El Chapo Guzman managed to escape from the Altiplano federal prison on July 11th. This tunnel connects to the prison, which is about a mile from here.
Authorities told us that we would be entering the tunnel at our own risk, as it was not reinforced all the way through. They also would not allow us to film farther into the tunnel in order to confirm that it connects with the shower stall 1 mile away.
Well, we're going to get a first-hand look at the kind of tunnel that the Sinaloa cartel has become famous for constructing in their efforts to traffic drugs across the border. So I think it's safe to assume that this is the sort of tunnels that they use to cross drugs into the United States. This is sort of the lobby, if you will, to the tunnel. The dirt that we were just standing on is right above these wooden planks. So clearly you can see that this is a well-constructed facility. Essentially, there's a generator here beside me, and the actual tunnel down to the length, the mile-long tunnel is right here. This is the crane that whoever constructed this tunnel used in order to take down and bring up heavy materials such as some of this machinery, and probably, I assume, some of the dirt and rock that was necessary to pull out of here in order to get this tunnel built. We're gonna go down about 30 feet. Let's go check it out, guys. Yeah, this is maybe about 20 feet, 25 feet maybe. This is very low. El Chapo Guzman is said to be between 5'5" and 5'6". It's basically custom built for his frame. As the government said, this motorcycle contraption-like thing, it's not actually a motorcycle, it's some kind of vehicle that is fitted also with these little carts that was probably used to move the dirt. Well, is adapted. It doesn't have a front tire. It has a small energy source here. It can move forward and backward. Looks like a very old mining type vehicle.
This is actually not the first time that El Chapo has used tunnels to move billions of dollars worth of drugs or to evade authorities. Last year, just before he was nabbed in Mazatlan, authorities came close to getting Guzman in the Sinaloa state capital of Culiacan. But Guzman used a network of tunnels connecting various properties to elude officials again. He's also linked to dozens of sophisticated tunnels used to smuggle drugs to the US, particularly along the Tijuana-San Diego border corridor. But in the end, all the government's evidence may not be enough to silence people who say El Chapo's spectacular escape might be nothing more than one enormous charade.
Me parece que es una burla a la sociedad el que nos los quieran presentar de esta manera, porque si no le abrieron la puerta, le abrieron un túnel. La principal responsabilidad es de Peña Nieto, de Osorio Chong, del secretario de Seguridad, de la Procuradora, de la Coordinadora General de los FRS. Ellos son los principales responsables. Desmontaron el sistema de vigilancia o dejaron de vigilar y permitieron todo, porque las videocámaras no creo que nada más pertenezcan a un sistema local de vigilancia. Hay una coordinación general de los FRSos.
Officials permitted some access to the prison side of the tunnel, but no independent observer has yet to run the entire length of it to confirm the government's story.
So I gotta admit, it was finally pretty exciting to see this tunnel up front. Think what you will about El Chapo Guzman, he has become a folk hero in a lot of people's eyes for precisely this kind of thing, for his ability to outwit and outmatch the officials who are trying to bring him to justice. What is certain is that the myth-making and sort of the legendary status that El Chapo Guzman has built for himself over the years will now only be expanded because of this. And maybe he has become the most famous drug lord in history since Pablo Escobar in Colombia. So what's going to happen next? Will the authorities ever find El Chapo Guzman?